So we have a new crime thriller starring Chadwick Boseman, which is now available on Amazon Prime Video here in the UK, so let's talk about it. So 21 Bridges stars Chadwick Boseman as an embattled NYPD detective who is thrust into a citywide manhunt for a pair of cop killers after uncovering a massive and unexpected conspiracy. Now, I know this review is very late. This movie came out back in October of 2019, but I'm deciding to review it now because, as I mentioned in the intro, this has actually just become available on Amazon Prime Video here in the UK. So with that, I watched the movie last night, and also I think that this will serve as a nice double feature because this movie was produced by the Russo brothers and it is starring a Avenger, which is of course Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. I have a little Chadwick there. But also we have, coming out tomorrow, we have Extraction coming out on Netflix, which is another Russo brothers produced movie starring another Avenger, which is Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor. So I thought that I could review this movie and sort of have it as a nice double feature with Extraction, because a review for that is coming over the next couple of days, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one. So I'll start off by talking about the positives for this review. First of all, I really like Chadwick Boseman in this movie. I mean, Chadwick Boseman is an actor that I've enjoyed for a while now. I particularly loved him when I first sort of discovered him in Get On Up, which was the James Brown biopic. He was fantastic in that. And of course, I do really enjoy him as Black Panther. But what was nice about his performance in this film is that he was able to do something a little bit different that we've not seen in a while, which is actually do a more serious driven performance, which even though as Black Panther, he obviously is a bit more of a serious character in comparison to a lot of the other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he of course has to do the accent and things like that, and he still has to act like T'Challa. What I like about his performance in this is that he has his regular accent, and he actually is quite cool in this movie. Like, his character's quite cool. I like the way he talks, I like the way he acts. It's a bit cliche, sure, but I do enjoy kind of the mannerisms that he has. Particularly, like, you saw this line in the trailer where he's talking about, you know, all the tunnels block them, rivers shut them, and then when it's all sorted, flood the island with blue. Like, just really silly lines like that, which just sound cool coming out from a character like this, so I do enjoy Chadwick's performance overall.
The 21 bridges in and out of Manhattan. Shut them down. 3 rivers, close them. 4 tunnels, block them. Stop every train and loop the subways. Then, we flood the island with blue.
Also, Stephan James shows up in this movie as one of the cop killers, and he was really good as well. Stephan James I really loved when I came out of If Beale Street Could Talk. I thought that movie was great, and he was also really good in it. He was definitely a big takeaway from me with that movie. So seeing him in this, I was really happy to see, and he delivers as he did in Beale Street. He's just a really good actor, and I'm really excited to see where he goes, you know, going forward from here, because again, great in Beale Street, great here, just a great actor overall it seems. So going into things that are a bit more average about this movie, I mean, the action in this film is pretty fine, it's average, it's pretty normal, you know, action movie action, I guess you could say. It's just not really anything particularly too spectacular or anything that's going to blow your mind or anything like that. The action in this movie is just, you know, it's there to serve a purpose, it's there to entertain you. I mean, this movie isn't as action heavy as I thought it was going to be. I thought this movie was going to be a bit more focused on the action, especially based on the trailer, but it's not really like that. It's a bit more about the drama and a bit more about the twists and turns throughout. This movie does have some action though, and when it is there, it's fun, especially a lot of the chase sequences are really interesting and really entertaining to watch. It's just nothing that's going to blow your socks off. And the direction was also pretty average in this movie. I mean, we have a first-time director here, well, first-time director for a feature. This guy, Brian Kirk, he has directed on things like Game of Thrones and Dexter, so he has directed TV in the past and also a couple of shorts, but this is his first directorial debut feature-wise. And yeah, he did a good job, he did a fine job. Of course, I'm very interested to see where he'll go from here, what he'll do, what projects he'll kind of move into, because he definitely shows some competency here, which is always nice to see. Some negatives, though, I do feel like this movie's fairly predictable. I mean, I do feel like the film kind of goes into this story with these twists and turns already planned, and you kind of know going in what kind of twists and turns they're going to be. You kind of know what story this is going to be, and also by a certain point in the movie you can kind of just plot out where it's going to go, and it does go in that exact direction that you think it's going to go. So it is fairly predictable. It's not terrible or anything like that. You know, I do feel like a lot of movies like this are predictable, which, you know, I wish it wasn't. I wish it could completely sweep me off guard, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just, again, a bit predictable, so it's not the most entertaining or most shocking when the twists come out. And Sienna Miller is also in this movie, and her performance is absolutely fine, but her accent in the movie is woeful. It's really weird. I mean, I've never heard Sienna Miller really do an accent like this, especially because I've seen her in movies like Live by Night and other films where I'm just like, that accent I've never heard from her before. I don't know if this is the first time she's ever done it or what. Obviously, Sienna Miller is, I believe she's British, but she's trying to do this kind of quasi-New York accent, and it's kind of weird. It doesn't really work for her, and I don't know why that choice was made specifically. I feel like, obviously, this movie does take place in New York. Obviously, the accent makes sense, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, clearly it didn't work for her, and I think they could have just wrote around it. You know, you could have just had her use a natural accent, it would have been fine. I don't know why we had to kind of go with this, because again, it wasn't very good. So overall, 21 Bridges I thought was a decent watch. It was entertaining enough. I think that Chadwick's performance is really fun. I also really like Stephan James in the movie. The action, direction, it's entertaining enough, and it will keep you there for the rest of the, the entire runtime of the movie. It's only an hour and 40 minutes, so it's not exactly a long film. I just feel like the movie is a bit predictable at times, and again, the accent from Sienna Miller might throw you off a little bit. Not in a major way, obviously, but it might catch you off a little bit. But she's not in the movie that much, so it's not a huge deal. But I do feel like this movie, again, it's fine, it's a good watch. If you want to go check it out, like I say, it's on Amazon Prime Video now. You can watch it for no additional cost. You can go check it out and it'll be absolutely fine for a night of entertainment. It's just nothing that's going to absolutely amaze you or blow your socks off. This is by no means, if I did review this last year, this would have by no means made it into my top 10 or anything like that. It's just a fun, generic, pretty normal action movie that you can check out right now. And I'm going to give 21 Bridges a 5 out of 10. So have you guys seen 21 Bridges? If you have, make sure to let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy it, or were you not a big fan? Whatever you thought about it, let me know in the comments down below. And as always guys, if you want to see more movie reviews and movie related videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me, and hope to see you guys again next time.